So, the time has finally come. Yeah, I know, I'm late to the party. You probably got tired of talking about Spider-Man No Way Home, but guess what? I wanted some time to take a break and just relax during Christmas vacation with my friends and family, so yeah, now's the time for the video. So, the time has finally come. After 1 year exactly of hype and speculations about Spider-Man No Way Home, it's finally come to our lives. Now, the real question is, does it live up to the hype? And the answer is yes. Spider-Man No Way Home is easily the best Spider-Man movie in the home trilogy in the MCU, and the most Spider-Man movie out of all of them. Now, if you ask me, I've always been kind of a mixed bag on MCU Spider-Man. Like, I do not hate the movies, I enjoy them quite a lot, but they never truly felt like a Spider-Man movie, you know? It always felt like an MCU movie with Spider-Man, not Spider-Man movies within the MCU. But this one finally captured the essence of what makes Spider-Man great out of all the Marvel heroes. That being said, this video will contain a lot of spoilers, so if you haven't watched the movie, now it's your warning. As all you know, at the end of Far From Home, Mysterio reveals Spider-Man's identity to the world, and his life starts to crumble to pieces. But not only his life, but his friends and family also start to suffer the consequences of his action by being arrested, not getting into the college of their dreams, and etc. Peter's charges are all dropped thanks to his very good lawyer named Matt Murdock. Me and my buddy Gust, who has an Instagram page called GE Production, you should go check it out. We started giggling and grab each other like little children and losing our minds. We're both fans of Daredevil, so we're excited to see him back in the MCU, so yeah. After 3 years without the man with no fear, it is safe to say that he is back. And this next part is not much of a spoiler because it is shown in the trailer. It is when Doctor Strange decides to help Peter Parker to perform a spell that will make everyone forget that he is Spider-Man. But Peter stumbles upon the spell, opening a branch on the Marvel multiverse. Ooh. And it brings back classic Spider-Man villains like Alfred Molina's Dr. Octopus, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, and Jamie Foxx's Electro. Now, I'm going to be real. When I first saw this news when it came out, I was both excited and worried because 3 out of 5 of these villains are not actually villains. They had their redemption arcs and are a victim of their own ideals and beliefs. And I am proud to say that I like how they managed their arc, especially Dr. Octopus's one, who gets back to normal and helps Spider-Man to defeat the rest of the villains. After capturing the villains, Peter decides to release them from their prison because he learns that they all die in their respective universes. This is the part that I actually love because that felt like Spider-Man to me, because he does not want to destroy or defeat the villains. He wants to help them overcome their curses and make them human again, if you will. And obviously, like my man Clint Barton will say, this all went to shit. The Green Goblin betrays Peter, and my oh my. Am I the only one that feels that Willem Dafoe's performance in this movie was like more scarier than Spider-Man 1, the Sam Raimi, the original? Like, goddamn, this performance was crazy and everything. Like, he doesn't need a mask to be scary, to be the Goblin. You already know by his face expression that he is the Green Goblin, which is honestly awesome. The guy knocks it out of the park, and the fight scenes are epic. That hallway scene, oof, amazing. They felt real and raw, which is what I wanted in the Spider-Man movie after a while. This betrayal leads to something that totally shocked me, and was that the Goblin killed Aunt May. This was heartbreaking as hell. Seeing a son watch his mother die in his arms was nothing that I expected. Also, I can't show this footage because YouTube will obviously take it down, but there's this beautiful shot that reminded me of Blade Runner 2049, and it was awesome. Now, the moment we'll all be waiting for, that every Spider-Man fan has been waiting for, will they appear or not? And the answer is hell yeah! Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield returned to the movie, and it was a chef's kiss, talking to Peter about their failures and how you must overcome it and continue to be your best self no matter what, and helping people. Everything about the final act was great and shocking. Obviously, the Spider-Man team up and save the villains, and it was amazing. Like, I'm going to be real, this movie does not feel like real, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, this movie feels like a dream. Like, you're in this dream and you're like, I don't know if this is real or not. Like, it's so weird, that sensation. Because the thing is that, okay, Spider-Man No Way Home is a good movie, but at the same time it kind of falls like in the Rogue One category. That movie, like, it had like a messy first half, and then the second half is pretty much a masterpiece. Like, Spider-Man No Way Home kind of falls into that, but it's still a great movie nonetheless. Peter knows that his friends, having the knowledge that he is Spider-Man, will keep putting them in harm's way, and he decides to tell Strange to do the spell. Peter Parker is now on his own. He is alone. There's no Stark technology, there's no Stark, there's no Happy Hogan, there's no Ned, there's no MJ, there's no one. And it's timely, and he becomes the Spider-Man that we know and love. You know, this is the longest origin story, like 3 films to tell his origin, which is pretty weird. I kind of feel like they changed the course of Spider-Man throughout each film. For example, Homecoming, he doesn't want to become an Avenger, but then he goes back into being an Avenger. Then he decides again to be on his own, and then out of nowhere he, you know, accepts being responsibility in this one. You know, he becomes the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man doing the right thing. Like, there's no armor spider suit in this one. There's no nanotech. He creates his own suit, you know, and the apartment. He gets an old shitty apartment. Like, that's Spider-Man to me. He's alone. You know, he's poor, he's relatable again. He's not just like the kid who's been living under the riches of Stark Industries. He's just someone who's trying to do the right thing, and that is classic Spider-Man, and that is what we needed from the beginning.